so let's look at goals now. Goals being things that you achieve. Now, you may have had goals set for you by your boss. You may have sales targets, performance goals. We're going to talk about how to make goals your own and how to achieve them in a way far better than you've ever done before. So goals, or as I call it, knowing what you want to achieve. So setting goals means that you get more done. That's the first benefit. Second of all, it makes you feel good. Each time you set yourself a goal and you achieve it, how do you feel? Exactly, you feel better, you feel happier, you feel, I've done something. Brilliant. Now, I'm going to give you two tips here that are going to increase the ability of you completing your goals by a factor of 10. First of all, don't keep it a secret. If you set yourself a goal, tell everyone your goals. Let them know that you've set a goal. What this does is it uses your friend's peer pressure to just keep you on track that bit longer. Because if you've said to everyone, I don't know, I'm becoming smoke-free now, and they see you having a crafty one, what does it say about you as a person? And at the times when you waver, it's that little bit of peer pressure that can make a big difference to you being successful. And secondly, write them down. It's funny, when you write something down, it appears much more in stone to your mind than when you just talk about it. It's like when you write it down, it becomes real. Very important. And if you combine both of these, the chance of your goal being successful increases by a factor of 10. How many of you have been writing goals all your life? No, anyone? Goals? Listen. Any? Okay, so plenty of stuff to work on. 5 P's to goals. Goals must be passionate. Not boring, passionate. You've got to be excited by them. They must be positive. You don't want to say, I've got to lose weight. What you want to say is, I want to weigh this much by such and such a date. It's much better to be talking the positive. If I say to you, don't think about pink elephants, what are you thinking about? All right, don't think about chocolate. Don't think about chocolate. And bearing in mind this is just for the lunch session, don't think about what you're having for lunch. Don't think about sandwiches. Don't think about the fruit out there. What are you thinking about? Why are you thinking? I told you not to think about it. Why are you? Because we don't understand verbally the word don't. What we hear is think about. Our brain doesn't understand the negative. So when someone says, don't do that, you'll do it. You must have seen that with children. Don't pick that up. Don't put it in your mouth. Sometimes I wonder how I got through my childhood, let alone my own child. Now, have a positive and make it passionate. Then, you've got to make it personal. The third P, personal, means it has to be relevant and mean something to you. Your boss setting you a goal, it's his goal of what he wants you to achieve for him. Now, if you can't find a way to personalize it and make it your goal, you won't achieve it. It's highly likely you will fall short. 4, plan. Writing down the goal, when it's got to be done by, how you're going to do it, how long it's going to take, and what changes you're going to make are very, very important to succeeding in a goal. If you don't plan it, you won't succeed. And as the saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. Excellent. I said that right, didn't I? If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But just checking. Good. And the last P is you've got to perform. You've got to make it happen. There's no point saying one day I'll run a marathon. In fact, when I ran the marathon in 2014. I know, don't I look good in that? Yeah? So it just shows you can do anything. Was I passionate about it? Absolutely. I was doing it for a wonderful charity. Was it a positive thing? Yes, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to complete and run 26.2 miles. Don't forget the point 2. Very important. Was it personal? Oh yeah, it meant a lot to me. Remember, I broke my left leg in 2008 and they said I wasn't going to walk again. let alone run, let alone do a marathon. So you bet it meant something. Did I plan it? Wow. And one thing about marathon running that I can tell you is that when you run a marathon, it's not the run itself that's impressive. It's what everybody does in the 6 months beforehand. That's impressive. Getting up in the morning, setting your goals, working on your running plan, working on your scheduling, practice races, doing 5Ks, doing 10Ks, doing half marathons. Wow, I can't tell you how much fun I had doing it. But each time I planned in my log, each time I achieved it, I was getting closer and closer. Fabulous. And perform, well, I did it, touch under 7 hours. I did take my time. I was enjoying the scenery because it was quite a big one. But let's be honest, if I can run a marathon, I can do anything. And if you can set a goal and achieve it, once small goal, then that means you can achieve bigger goals and eventually any goals. And this is one of the key things I talk about as a motivational speaker, about how you can achieve goals and do great things. Okay, so this is an acronym that is very common. You may have come across it before, SMART goals. Now, a lot of people use the R in different ways, but I have a particular way of doing the R. So let's look at this. S, specific. Not Pacific, by the way, it's specific. I hate it when people go, oh yeah, I'll be specific about it. You're not, that's an ocean. So let's be specific. You have to detail what the goal is. So if you say, I want to save £10,000, okay, you're talking about a specific goal. But why? Because I want to buy a car. Okay, what car? I want to buy a new Golf. Okay, what Golf? 1.6. Okay, what spec? In other words, the more detail you put in it, the more likely you are to achieve the goal. The more real and more tangible the goal becomes. Super. Now let's look at measured, the M. By measured, that means it has to have a way of knowing you've achieved it. So for example, if you were saving £10,000, it's obvious. You can see that you started with nothing, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 8,000. You know you've achieved it. If it's, I want to be a bit happier, that's tricky. How do you map your happiness? Well, it just so happens that there's a book out called Cellular Attitude, written by me, that allows you to do exactly that. I know they're on sale here, special price for people on the course. But really, you've got to measure things.